Guys, deluded. Arsenal 2, Newcastle 1, Newcastle 1, Arsenal 2, whichever way you want it. Either way, we've won. Who says we can't win away from home? But on a serious note, guys, I mean, obviously you saw my preview, those of you who watched it. There's a couple grounds that I'm nervous of going to try and get 3 points. St James being one of them. So yeah, obviously going into the game, and when you consider the fact that our away form or our away performance, generally based, doesn't fill any Arsenal fan with any confidence. Pardon me, guys, I'm tired today, man. You can see how we'd just be, yeah, man, how you wouldn't be confident going into a game like this, despite the fact that Newcastle have lost, 3 games in a row, forgive me if I'm wrong, or something like that. They haven't started the season by any fan's imagination in a good way. So, yeah, we need to get points. So, yeah, we know we can potentially move up to 9th, and we have up to 6th, sorry, on 9 points, and we have. So, yeah, going into the game, I mean, for me, just to summarise it in short, I'd say I'll give the first 30 minutes to Newcastle, and I'd say the last 10 we were people were waking up, midfielders started to drop deep, people started to play football. But going back to that, I feel Newcastle, if you're a Newcastle fan or whatever, considering the form of your club before going into the game, considering alright, cool, Arsenal might be on banter of these last few years, but if we look at it as non-biased as possible, top 6 side, you're in poor form, they're at your place, and you're doing a fantastic job. First thing that was scaring me, and it's not even a criticism of our fullbacks, you could see what Newcastle wanted to do. They had no interest of playing, that they knew they couldn't beat us for possession and them pretty things there. They had no interest in doing that. As soon as they get the ball, someone's either looking up and trying to spray a ball over the top or into the channels with Perez and stuff and try and isolate our fullbacks 2v1 with Richie and Perez and all of them players there, or they were passing it to someone capable. And you saw them. There was an incident, Mustafi unfortunately slipped and they almost took advantage. The only thing that's really saving us is, yeah, we're not really creating anything. In fact, we haven't. And Newcastle's lack of quality in front of goal is probably what's saving us, although stats probably don't back it up, and I don't feel they had any registered chances. I'm sure there was a chance they broke through and Czech. It might not be technically a save, but it was a cross. He nabbed it. I feel Czech did alright today as well. On top of that, I was very nervous from set pieces. Like any corner they were putting in that first half, it looked like it could go in, and it was just shaky. They were winning it all. Any sort of set piece, to be honest with you. And for me, the wide areas, like I've just said, getting isolated 2v1, their intention of doing that, their intention of using the pace. You saw Josh Murphy, or pardon me if it's the other Murphy twin, apologies, trying to be a nuisance, trying to get at Bellerin, trying to offer a runner. That's all they wanted to do. You saw Richie wanted to put balls in. The minute he got a yard of space, trying to put balls in. One thing that scares me, and I don't know how to make it make sense, but I saw Aubameyang do it, I saw Guendouzi do it, I saw Xhaka do it, I saw Socrates do it. When we're defending, and I'll actually allow Aubameyang to a degree because he's a striker, but when we're defending and we're clearing our lines, e.g. we're getting out, so we're not playing people onside, why is there always one player that's not doing what the pack is doing? Because it's useless. If, for instance, just to make it easier, if 10 players step out and one player plays the opposition onside, they're onside, they can score. So we need to kind of improve in that aspect. Again, going into half-time, excluding the last 10 minutes, in my opinion, where Aubameyang and Lacazette started to get into the game, we was having joy down the left and right, mainly with our fullbacks. Ozil decided to drop deep. We were doing things in less touches to a degree. I felt Guendouzi was alright. I don't think necessarily people can get Xhaka either. Nobody was playing terrible, but we needed to up it if we wanted to walk away with 3 points. And you could say the same for Newcastle, because if I'm a Newcastle fan, I'm happy with that first half because Arsenal ain't really created nothing, but I'm also vexed because we didn't take our chances and the game could have been different. And I was telling you guys in my preview, I want us to silence these fans, and that's only going to become the case if we score. Yeah, we had a couple opportunities in the first half where we needed a bit more quality. I remember in the 17th minute or so, Ramsey had one. In fact, his might have been in the 20th. Guendouzi definitely had one. He crossed it early. At first hand, I thought it was a cross. I'm not too sure if it was a cross or an effort at goal, but things like this, you need to show a bit more quality. On the note of Guendouzi and quality, there was an incident. We had a corner, I think one of our first corners. Didn't do nothing from it, but the ball's got to go back in. He dwells, it goes back to Czech. That's allowing Newcastle at home to sit in position. He's still inexperienced, so we'll allow him. I felt probably if I'm going to give it to one player that looks like, for me personally, that looks like they're going to make something happen in this game, it's Lacazette. Just on a general basis, he's unlucky not to have grabbed a goal today, but he looked like someone who was dropping deep. He was trying to get the ball. He was trying to be creative and all of these things, if you can say that, because it was tough, because him and Aubameyang, they didn't really have much joy, to be fair with you. Like I said, minus the long balls and things like that, it's not really happening for us. And our midfield, you wanna see a bit more. Where's my half-time thoughts now? I had thoughts at half-time. Where's my apologies, people. Yeah, I knew I had thoughts on half-time. Apologies. Yeah, my thoughts. Newcastle's counter-attack is scaring me. Their lack of quality is saving us. I've mentioned the last man already. I've mentioned Lacazette. I've mentioned that at times it looks like players are tired and they're resting in the wrong positions. Ramsey and Guendouzi, quality, you see a bit more quality, compactness. And yeah, I'm pretty sure the game will reflect a lack of chances. And it wasn't an easy watching that first half, to be honest. If I wasn't an Arsenal fan, I would have went to sleep. There wasn't that much that was going on and stuff like that. In the second half, I did think it was harsh of Unai Emery to take off Guendouzi. I understand it though, because I don't feel Guendouzi was poor, but I understand it because Xhaka's not playing poorly. I know people would have pointed to him to get sub, but he's not playing poorly. Torreira comes on, he kind of frees up Xhaka. I don't feel Ramsey was necessarily good in the first half, but when you compare it at the point in time that it's 0-0 and we need a goal in that, looking at what all midfielders bring to the table at our club, Ramsey looks the most likely to get in a goal scoring position. So by that logic, he looks more likely to score. At this point, it's 0-0. So Guendouzi's come off, Torreira's come on, and I must say Torreira set the tone in the second half. You guys know I wanted him before he came to Arsenal. So there's always going to be a lot of bias and a bit of passion speaking over logic. But for me, it weren't like no Pirlo stuff. But it's like his energy was feeding off to other people. He was doing things in less touches. He was looking to make things happen. Everybody turned it on in the second half. Ramsey woke up. Ozil woke up. Lacazette was still balling. Aubameyang was getting nice touches and linking up with his strike mate. The fullbacks were offering a run. Everybody wanted the ball and them things there. And I must say, it was terrific work from Aubameyang from that move. We're playing nice little combination moves and stuff. Aubameyang got fouled. It was a lovely bit of play from us, and he got fouled by Fernandes, I think. It's a free kick. Xhaka smashes it home, and I mean, Xhaka had a good game in my opinion. He wasn't amazing, he wasn't terrible, he just was a good game, and that's what we're going to see from you. Bit harsh, I'd say keeper needs to do a bit better, but I mean, it's a good goal from Xhaka. He doesn't score easy goals. Shortly, moments later, 10 minutes or so after that, Ozil gets one. Who says he doesn't play Newcastle away? He plays when he wants, when he does things like this. It's a lovely bit of play from, I believe, Monreal, Ramsey, and definitely Xhaka are involved in the left-hand side. Eventually, the ball comes in. I believe it missed Ramsey. Lacazette had a shot. Eventually, Ozil makes no mistake, and we slot it home. And we're 2-0. Early in the second half, it's 2-0 now. The crowd is finally silenced. You only hear Arsenal fans. The players that Newcastle were playing well, pressing us high, having bite in their challenges, possibly borderline fouling for no reason. That's all gone. They're slipping into old habits. People are becoming nervous and things like that. And I feel on a general basis, we did okay in the second half. We finally woke up. It took 45 minutes, and we were balling out. Like I said, some pretty stuff and some good play considering we're away from home. But if I'm going to pick at straws, we let ourselves down not walking away with a clean sheet, because you saw moments before, what's his name? Kieran Clark, I believe his name is, the centre-half, scored their goal in the 90th minute, which the hard work was done by then. You saw, what was it, Hosselu, who broke free, and a Czech either had to save it or it just went over from a corner, from a header. So, yeah, we need to be aware of men at all times of the opposition. We need to be very aware, because it could have went different. It's 2-1, it should have been 2-0. Like I said, if I'm picking at straws, no clean sheet. I felt Czech did all right today, deserved a clean sheet, and defenders need to care a bit more about that. But 2 away wins in a row, there's not much more I can say on that. Spurs lost today as well, so we're level on points with them. So yeah, Reece Nelson also scored coming off the bench for Hoffenheim. Yeah, we've won away from home. There's really not much more to say on that note, and we just need to, next week we've got Everton. Theo's probably itching to prove Arsenal fans that he should still be at the club. We've obviously got Europa League campaign starting next week,